Well, in this country, we can't get anything right. Well, one might say no shit, Sherlock, because we can't get anything right in this country. We are surrounded by idiots, really are. Now, it turns out this guy who was this sex offender, the migrant, I'm not going to mention his name because I'm getting sick and tired of mentioning his name because I can't freaking pronounce it half the time. Anyway, this piece of garbage was interviewed by Sky News. And he came out and said how the police didn't seem to care what he did. Well, we know that already. I don't know why Sky News put this guy on the front of the camera. They should be putting the victims, if they can. The victims want to come forward, of course. Or in this case, at least the parents. Speak about these issues. And the fact that he got £500 to take it with him. So you came to this country, clearly trying to get away from the country living in this case, Ethiopia. I can understand why. Now you probably get a free ride here. You come across a young girl, you sexually assault her, you get put in prison, you then get a deportation order, and instead of having you to fight your case in order to be able to stay here, because exactly what happened, they effectively bribed you with £500, and you took it. I don't blame you for taking it, right? No one's going to blame you for that. This is how rotten this country has become. That somebody can actually do that to a young girl whose life has probably been destroyed by this, and the reward is £500. What's next? £1,000 for raping her mum? £2,000 for raping her sister? I mean, seriously, this country is just vile when it comes. This is when I keep telling people about this, a revival in this country. No, we need an exorcism in this country. We need to get 100 priests from across the entire globe to do a mega exorcism in this country. It's that bad here. It is dreadful. It is awful. And the thing is, of all these things that are happening right now, we can't do anything about it. That's the difficult bit about this whole situation. Now, I know Farage came out with this ECHR repeal, essentially, in the House of Parliament. It was never going to pass, obviously. And the Tories went all on board because they knew if they didn't, their careers were over. They got to the next election, guaranteed it was over. It's pretty much done for them anyway. And to show you how all these people now are coming out saying how Farage is attacking human rights. Are human rights. But what about the human rights of that poor girl? What about the human rights of all the other victims? Right? What about them? Lee Rigby, the guy who was chopped to pieces by two Islamists. What about him and his family? You seem to forget all about these victims. People got to the point. The reason why the reaction in Southport happened, back then when those 3 girls were killed and murdered, was because people got tired of turning the other cheek. Now, if this carries on, you'd get 10 times worse than what we saw in Southport, guys. That's bad.